for gardens, to visit gardens and to improve their food production. And that's all, like, mainly it's on a small scale that I sold these VIP days for. And I also did that last year. And I want to tell you that I'm now fully booked. Yes, yes, I'm fully booked with just VIP days on itself, so standalone VIP days for garden visits. Yep, fully booked. Yay, amazing. And this is all for small projects. I wanted to reach out to those of you who might be watching, or you are watching this back, you're watching the replay, and you think, shit, I wanted to book one of those VIP days because people tell me how cool it is, and I got a referral to Marjolein, and now I want to book one, and I heard that they're all fully booked. Yes, there is now an official waiting list. So for those of you who wanted to still plan a session with me, please just DM me and I will put you on a waiting list. And I will let you know when a spot becomes available again. Or I refer you, which I find actually better, I refer you to one of my trainees, which they are also available for garden visits. That will be better even because I don't have to do this work alone, and my trainees are trained by me, so they're super capable of doing the work that I do. But if you really want to work together with me, I totally understand. Just send me a DM and I will make sure that you're on the waiting list. And I want to talk to you about the coming up focus for my business. I've been doing a whole lot of behind the scenes since last year already on big projects. I'm known for big projects, but also small gardens. And since all my VIP days for small projects is now completely booked out, the refocused for the until September or so will be about big projects. And always when I say these kind of things, I get a whole lot of green accounts DMing me, and that makes me really uncomfortable, like telling me what I should be focusing on in my business. First of all, it's none of your business. I know that you mean well by it. Sometimes I get comments like, but you should also help small gardeners and it's really important. Yes, it is super important, and I want to be focusing on small landscapes for the rest of my lives. Did you hear that? For the rest of my life, I totally want to. But here is why I also now focus until September on big projects. So this is my big goal. I want to heal 30 million acres a year. Yes, 30 million acres a year. I want to restore the soil of that landscape, of those kind of landscapes. And why is that? Well, 30 million acres is the size of the total soil loss. I think it's actually 32, but sorry, not sorry. Total soil loss a year due to erosion. And that's the topsoil that's lost. And it is my focus in my business since last year to restore this amount per year. Now, why do I do that? If I do big scale projects, it makes sure that I reach that goal faster, right? It's just a numbers game. I don't have a preference on landscape. I think every landscape is amazing. My heart just fills with every plot of land that I see, whether that's small or big. I really don't have a preference, but for me to reach my goal, I would like to focus on big scale projects. And for now, we are running the numbers on this, but I think it should be at least 1 hectare and up to focus on those kind of outreach and communication. And now for those of you with green accounts who feel that they should DM me and saying, hey, you should also focus on the small gardeners. I could, but I'm fully booked. So that's going to be already a problem. And restoring 19 square meters, which is my own garden for now, doesn't really speed up on me having a big vision and making sure that we still have small backyards to heal instead of no landscapes at all. That is my primary focus in my business. I want to restore fertility on these landscapes so that I can make sure with me and my company, it's not me alone, that there's more people with food. So now I'm working on a project. I've done some work on this project last week, and they are looking at prognosis of 10 million hectares in 2040. Now that already adds up to my goals. I really want to make sure to focus on these kind of projects. And I want to make sure as well that accounts that focus on home gardeners, please keep on doing that. It is so important work. And I want to make sure with all my free content that I put on the Plantendokter.nl, which is my other account, together with, well, it's been managed by Ondertuin Leiden. She works for me. And I want to make sure that the free content is all steered towards helping everyone growing their own food. That is my goal. I want everyone to grow their own food. But for now, I will focus on bigger projects, such as the project that I'm working on now. I have some other projects in the pipeline that focus on fire prevention, for example, which makes sure that I heal 30 hectares per project, more or less, which is really good because that means more soil restoration. So for all of you who've been watching and commenting, thank you. Thank you, but it was unsolicited advice. I've been doing this kind of work for a long time. So 10 years, I'm taking on 10 years of consulting. I kind of know what I'm focusing on. I kind of know how to do this. So I'm good. But for all of you who now has the need to reach out to me, I would like you to step it up then as well, and thinking of, okay, how can we do this all together? How can we make sure that we all have some small gardens left, which I find really important. And maybe you have an idea. If you have an idea how you can do that with your green account, please reach out to me. That is the point, to reach out, to say like, hey, this is Marjolein, I've listened to your life, and I wanted to comment on how you should run your business, but this is what I'm going to contribute so that we all can restore soil. And it doesn't really matter to me if that's your goals are different, or that's another scale, or different kind of properties, or only balconies. Amazing. They're all super important. But I want to make sure that we all do this together. That we say, hey, this is the part that I'm taking in this. My part now is healing estates from 1 hectare and up. You do balconies, and the other one is doing allotment gardens, and the other one is doing backyards, and the other one is greening front lawns, which is all fantastic. But I want to make sure that we don't point fingers at green accounts and saying, hey, this is what you should be focusing on, because we all have a different focus. No matter you're a hobby gardener and you have an account, or you run a business like myself, or you do a little bit of a hybrid, or you make daily content about gardening, it really doesn't matter, because we all have the same mission, only we all have a different focus in our business. That's what I wanted to talk about today. And I find it super exciting and really, it gives me hope now that I know how to tackle these kind of projects, and to know now I have a plan in place which allows me to actually have a say or work on a way to reverse climate change, which is so amazing to me. And I've been building up to this point over the last 10 years, and I always had a feeling like, I'm just this one person in the Netherlands, and what can I do? I'm not a big player in this field. How can I ever contribute? But the point was that I was always keeping myself small and focusing on small projects and teaching on small courses, and which is amazing, which is very helpful. But for me, I never thought it would be possible for me personally to restore 30 million acres a year. But now I know how, because I run the numbers with someone, and now I just know what to do. So it would be such a shitty place for me to have all this knowledge, have a plan in place to restore 30 million acres a year, and not act up on it. That would be so shitty. That would be... I would let so many people down. I'm now thinking of someone. I would let her and her family down, and every other family, if I wouldn't step up and refocus in my business. Would be shitty. And it's not me alone, but everyone else who feels that they should keep themselves small because others will be nitpicking otherwise how people run their business. If you really want to focus on other projects, you should totally do it, because if you have gifts, you should always have the freedom to choose whether you want to share this with the world or not. But there are always people who are waiting for this. In my case, it would be the difference between losing a house in California fires. That's 2 projects that I will be working on this year. Losing your house in California wildfire, or fire prevention by replanting estates. That will be a difference. And that could mean not only one house, it could mean a whole block, because that fire won't spread, or it will completely slow down a wildfire. Now, you can tell me, isn't that like an important project to be focusing on? I think so. I think it's so important that I show people how they can restore soil. For example, I live on an island. I've talked about this before. I live on an island, and if I don't have this as a project within this year, while I know what's the problem is, that's a shitty thing. I feel like a person in like a police case withholding information, which is isn't that like illegal to do? Withholding information. That's how I feel constantly. I have this information and I'm not doing anything about it, because I'm afraid that I will get some shitty comments. I find them personally shitty, of how I should run my business. That's why I've been not focusing on big projects. Last year I had 3 big projects. We all kind of know what happened. These were all over across the border, which meant that I couldn't implement them. I'm still waiting for these projects, but now I found another way to help people with they own a whole lot of soil, to heal them. I've been testing it out with some clients over Zoom. It's totally possible, and I'm really, really excited. So to conclude, this will be the coming focus. If you see me talk a whole lot about big landscapes, that is my focus until September. Just wanted to let you know, and I'm super excited to heal my 30 million acres a year. And the numbers already look good. So bye-bye. Yeah.